I'm gonna go eat Doritos and go to bed.
Welcome back. If you're returning, I want to thank you all for continuously showing me love and support on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'm so happy to see you back here. If you're new here, make sure you come back now because I'll be waiting for you. I've got some things to say, and we've got some music to listen to.
You did good, say. What the fuck is that we're saving? Touch that holy water, start to burn on like I'm Satan. You can never hate me like I hate me.
Struggling with self-worth, which then carries into even more of an uphill battle with self-worth. Hatred. Touch that holy water, start to burn up like I'm Satan. You can never hate me like I hate. Self-worth. It is very important for our parents to build us up and to...
Like my mom and dad for once, just please get on this walking around with my bag knife, praying to a glass pipe.
Beg my mom and dad for once, just please get honest with glass pipe. Walking around with my back knife, praying to a glass pipe. You got so many issues going on. You got so much pain and sorrow within, things that you might not even realize at the point in time of you struggling with your demons. But the cycle of substance abuse or whatever generational bullshit continues as you continue to pray with a glass pipe. And it's so crazy because I didn't realize that there were larger issues until I was like in my early 20s. Like I grew up understanding certain things, but I thought that was just being very vague. But I thought certain things was just certain people not being able to hold their own when they were under certain influences or whatnot. But I didn't realize how big of an issue there was later on. I don't struggle with anything. And when people want to drag you down with them, it says a lot.
Am I everything you dreamed of me as a kid?
Mentally, I'm suffering. Emotions that I struggle with is feeling that I'm not enough from trauma when I was a kid. Hearing that just... Okay, so like we've heard Scrim make kind of like a drill rap, you know, gangsta type of music. He stands on his own too. Senor Scarecrow, to think the same dude that could sit here and spit those bars, that tugs at the strings of my heart. Because how often do we hear about people having been the most damaged, who've undergone the most damage and trauma, having barriers built sky high and not even understanding how to deal with them? We hear that a lot. And I can relate to that because I'd like to say I'm one of those people, except, you know, like I've never made like a drill rap song or anything like that. But I get it because I mean, you are your own defense mechanism after a while. Like at some point in time, you need to step in and you need to be the mama and the papa for yourself, because if you don't, you're just constantly gonna stop whining. You're just constantly gonna fall victim to everything that's going on around you, and you're not going to get anywhere. Doing, feeling, thinking, playing the part of a victim. Excuse me.
I'm suffering emotions that I struggle with, feeling that I'm not enough from trauma when I was a kid.
Mentally, I'm suffering. Emotions that I struggle with is feeling that I'm not enough from trauma when I was a kid. It's haunting how much of an impact a negative childhood experience can have on someone later on in life. Your childhood is going to have a huge impact on how you perceive the world and nature versus nurture type of shit, you know? I think we really underestimate how much of a psychological impact our childhood has on us until we see what happens to a person who's had a very shitty childhood. And if you're someone who's self-aware, when you sit here and you realize that you are that person, and I've always believed as well that some of us are born some sort of a sense of self-awareness. I feel like most people are born with some sort of self-awareness, level of self-awareness. They're always analyzing why they think the way that they think, feel the way that they feel, react the way that they do, and look for patterns throughout their life. Like, how was I treated that's made me think that it's okay for X, Y, and Z? What happened? Why do I have certain insecurities? Why do I feel so strongly and positively about this? What is the cause to this effect? I feel like for the most part, you're either born that way or you're just completely oblivious to everything that's going on around you, and you're just constantly living through this vicious cycle of, you know, the same stuff that goes on just on a different day. I don't want to say us because I'm not one of those people, but some people unknowingly settle for perpetual perpetually repeating the same mistake, while others, at the very least, are self-aware to some extent, have some level of self-awareness where we at least wake up and try to make an attempt to unlearn and forget the deceit from when we were children, from when we were in our troubled youth or whatever it may be, to unlearn the lies that we were force-fed as children when we were just blank slates. And I stress the word attempt because the beauty with life is that you're never gonna get anything right the first time or the first try around. I'm having a hard time getting to this. The reason why I stress the word attempt is because it's hard work to work on, you know, doing your so-called shadow work, working on your shadow work, digging deep inside of your mind and getting to work on stuff like this. It takes practice, it takes hard work, it takes a lot of work. And it takes time, which is why I stress the word attempt. We relentlessly attempt to dig ourselves out of that hole, you know? And if we get lucky enough to finally find our way out, we occasionally end up swan diving back into the ditch that we just spent so much time and energy and mental anguish getting out of. But at some point in time, as long as we work on our strength, we'll be able to stay out of that hole, or at least grow less and less fond of the swan dives and whatnot, you know?
Everything you dreamed of me as a kid, reduced to broken pieces just to play with as you wish.
This verse right here is what made me get teary-eyed and pause the song. Am I everything you dreamed of me as a kid, reduced to broken pieces just to play with as you wish? That last part just tore me a new one. Reduced to broken pieces just to play with as you wish. Like, I felt that, you know? I felt that. I had to put the song on pause and just like do one of these and think, damn. It made me remember why I went no contact for a year. A few times. Scrim is just code when it comes to him producing. And because of that, it's so easy to overlook key pieces that can trigger something within you, within your heart, within your mind, in the music that he made. But my first time picking up on this verse and taking it in, look, we're all adults here. If we're not adults, you really shouldn't be watching my channel. I was PMSing and I'm damn well near a different person the week before, you know, the week before the purge ends up coming, because that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like sometimes. And I guess this had to be one of them weeks, but a bitch was PMSing. And things that bother me, things that are like food for thought or just really make me think, actually, you know, get kicked up quite a few notches. So I had tears in my eyes and had to put the song on pause and just take that in because I relate to this. I feel like I'm always being forced into the narrative of me playing the parent and my parent playing the child, and it mentally wears me down to a point where I'll just go no contact. And that was like such a hard thing for me to do because it really did feel like I was damn well near going through a breakup, but worse. You know, I went through some sort of a phase of grieving. I felt abandoned, even though it was my choice to go no contact. But in my opinion, if you're not going to respect my boundaries, if I sit here and I tell you not to do something and you're not listening to me, don't get it twisted, baby. Just because we're family doesn't mean that I need to fuck around and deal with your shit forever. And I am fed the fuck up. We don't sit here and pick our family. I didn't get an option as far as whose nutsack or whose uterus I popped out of. The least you could do is respect me as an adult. Now, I've gone ahead and I've turned this into a 2-part series, and I'm going to leave a link to part 2 somewhere in the description box. I don't know if I'm going to release that the same day or just wait till the following weekend. I don't know. I still have yet to make a reaction video to at least one Suicide Boys song, which I need to do at some point in time, and I'm leaning towards one song, and I don't really want to do that song, but I feel like I need to do that song because that's like the song that pulled me in. And I just went crazy with, oh my God, that's like a busy bone or a lazy bone, whatever the bone. I just love Bone Thugs and Harmony, and that's all I hear when I hear Ruby spit his bars. But anywho, I digress. This is a Scrim video. If you want to see more content covering Scrim and his work and whatnot, go ahead and check out that description box. I'm going to leave a link down below to his Paradise reaction video that I've created. I've also created Duck Boy's Excalibur video for the existential hymns for the average Sigma, heroin as a recreational activity out somewhere down below in the description box. I think both of these men are just amazing in all the things that they pursue in their musical careers, and I wish them the best and I wish them the most out of the world. But I think I'm done for tonight. I think I'm gonna go eat Doritos and go to bed. You know, that's what being